Is there a border we will never cross? Are there places we will never reach, no matter how hard we try? It turns out there are. We are trapped in a limited pocket of the universe and the finite stuff within it. How far can we go? The universe is expanding faster and faster. This expansion means that there's a cosmological horizon around us. Everything beyond it is traveling faster relative to us than the speed of light. So everything that passes the horizon is irretrievably out of reach forever, and we will never be able to interact with it again. 94% of the galaxies we can see today have already passed it and are lost to us forever. Every second, light reaches us from trillions of galaxies that have passed the horizon because when their light was emitted, they were much closer to us. We are looking at their ancient past and see their ancient positions. So the observable universe is much larger than the universe we can actually interact with. Interestingly, this means that currently the observable universe still appears to be growing as more and more light released by super distant galaxies billions of years ago is arriving at our doorsteps. Still, all the pockets of the universe outside the local group will one day pass our cosmological horizon. Every second of your life, 60,000 stars pass the horizon. That still leaves us with 6% that is technically in reach, which is still a ton of stuff. All the galaxy pockets that are less than 18 billion light-years away. They are still moving away, but slow enough that we could physically reach them. So there is a time window to jump galaxy groups. Even at the speed of light, a trip to the Maphite group, the closest pocket of galaxies outside the local group, would take 11 million years. If some civilization takes this challenge on, it could expand, although, as time passes and the universe grows, they would be separated forever.
So, if I push the laws of nature to their limit, and I were to catch up with a planet just like Earth, who's about to enter my reachable limit, and its moon already would have entered, then its moon would be a little bit further than 18 billion light-years away from its planet as I land, or I would be able to reach beyond what is possible by taking off again and land on this planet's moon. But what happens if half of the planet that the Earthling has planned to visit already have passed the limit of his reach? Will he find a planet that is at least 18 billion light-years in length? But to catch up must mean that I must have managed to match the planet's velocity. And I ought to have the same length then. What happens to all momentum and the energy that have been accumulating just to catch up when the fastest I could go now is equal to be at rest with the surroundings? It's now that my problem to understand really begins. This is how someone living on the planet would experience a visitor from Earth. And these would be the consequences the Earthling would experience if he can't reach something that is located more than 18 billion light-years away from him. How about a love story between Steve and Laura? They are both living 17.9999 light-years apart. Steven travels to Laura, and they fall in love. No, I remembered it wrong. That wasn't what happened at all. It was Laura who traveled to Steve, and then they fell in love. No, it wasn't anything like that at all. Now I remember, this is how it all went down. They both agreed on to meet up halfway to save some time. And then they fell in love. But it happened in a little bit different way because it turns out that the computer that calculate the distance between them was broken, and it turns out that the distance between them was almost twice the distance that is possible for anything to reach. But because they had decided to meet up halfway, they broke the laws of nature that dictates that two objects that are more than 18 billion light-years apart are out of reach to each other. I guess love can overcome anything.